Ukraine became good testing ground for Western weapons, Defense Minister. Ukraine's war with Russia is giving NATO countries the chance to test their advanced weaponry on an actual battlefield, and they're gaining valuable insight as a result. The hostilities in Ukraine allowed Western allies to test their weapons in a direct clash with Russian ones, Ukrainian Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov told the Financial Times. He noted that Kiev's Western allies can actually see if their weapons work, how efficiently they work, and if they need to be upgraded. For the military industry of the world, you can't invent a better testing ground, Reznikov said. He stated that this process is being carefully monitored by all interested sides, including India and China, as well as countries that buy weapons from Russia. The Ukrainian defense minister admitted that Kiev's partners have to constantly look for countermeasures, because Russian military specialists learn how to counter Western vehicles. He noted that GPS-guided artillery shells and MLRS rockets are precise, but Russian forces have serious electronic warfare systems and have means to jam guidance signals. Meanwhile, Ukrainian military expert noted that active combat use of artillery systems that are in use in NATO countries has made it possible to reveal a number of flaws. According to the expert, unlike Soviet guns, Western-made artillery requires a break after 2 or 3 minutes of constant fire. NATO members, including the US, Canada, UK, Germany, and France, have been giving Ukraine weapons and training since Russia launched its invasion in February 2022. And the kinds of weapons they have handed over have become increasingly advanced since the war began, with Ukraine pushing for modern tanks, air defense systems, and aircraft. Ukraine's defense minister told that because of this, Ukraine's allies can actually see if their weapons work, how efficiently they work, and if they need to be upgraded. For the military industry of the world, you can't invent a better testing ground, he said. Defense minister pointed to Ukraine shooting down a Russian Kinzhal missile in May using a US-made Patriot system. Experts had thought that the Patriot was likely able to shoot down a Kinzhal, but Ukraine's troops were able to prove it. Russia had previously bragged that these missiles were unstoppable. More Kinzhal missiles have been shot down over Ukraine since. Defense minister said that Ukraine was also showing NATO countries how their weaponry could work when used together. At the same time, he said that Russia's attempts to frustrate Ukraine's weaponry with moves like jamming signals meant constant updates to technology like GPS-guided munitions and drones, again providing valuable learning opportunities. The Russians come up with a countermeasure. We inform our partners and they make a new countermeasure against this countermeasure, Defense Minister said. Petro Pyatakov, a retired colonel who is now a consultant for the arms industry, told that there was an active interest from Western artillery manufacturers in receiving feedback from Ukrainian gunners to eliminate shortcomings. He said that the fighting in Ukraine had exposed some issues. It has become apparent during operations that these systems were not intended for such intense warfare. A German defense contractor also told the outlet that they had learned really a lot from the soldiers in Ukraine, who once they notice something, suggest it and our software engineers sit down so that they can have an update. Meanwhile, the Royal United Services Institute told that the fighting had also given the West new information about how Russia's weapons work. But they warned that the West has exposed a lot of its own capabilities to Russia and China, and therefore will have to change the ways that some of its equipment work in order to retain competitive advantage.